Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Disney Plus Wave 3 Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure from the Marvel What If animated series. Here we have from the live-action Disney Plus show, Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. And this one actually looks really good. I was like, you know, it's going to be okay when it was first announced and revealed. And then I saw it at Comic-Con. I'm like, man, that thing looks great. She's going to be super limited in posability because some of the points of articulation just kind of... you know, when it comes to female figures, you know, this one a little bit old, not older, but the design went an older route and having a single jointed elbow, whereas some of the female figures now are getting double jointed elbows, so it's a little unfortunate. I will do a side-by-side comparison with the comic version of Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel, which we've gotten a few different versions of. We got the Gamerverse, we have this one, and then there was the Marvel Unlimited Annual Plus in the Spider-Man cosplay. So we will take a look at these two figures together, but I'm excited. She comes with the torso piece for the Infinity Ultron, which looks small because they really went undersized with it. Yeah, but it looks good. She comes with a pair of fists. She has two gripping hands. She has no effect pieces, none of the light things or anything like that, which really does suck. It would have been cool if she was given something, like even like foot platforms would have been cool, or just like a little hand thing or a special hand with an effect piece. I'm sure when the Marvels comes out, there's no doubt we'll get another one. And then maybe we'll get some effect pieces, hopefully, but you know, we'll see. We get a Ms. Marvel logo up at the top, the show logo there on the side, artwork of Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. There, the bio reads, Kamala Khan is 16 years old, good at school, and bad at fitting in. But when she unexpectedly develops superpowers, she'll learn that what makes her different makes her powerful. That's like a super generic bio, by the way. But let's get this thing out of the package. Okay, so here is the Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel figure out of the package, and I didn't pose it around because I'm not going to be able to pose this thing around. Man, this thing is kind of a dud of a figure. It looks really good, but man, it's just super limited and doesn't really want to move around a whole lot. Here we have the torso piece to the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure, and it looks pretty damn cool. And fun fact, this cape actually comes off. It is not glued on or anything like that. You can just pull it up and pull it out of these little like back shoulder blades there, and you could just kind of remove the cape and you can have an uncaped look to it. So we're going to throw that off to the side and we'll look at Infinity Ultron later on. She comes with a pair of fists, and that's it for accessories. No effect pieces, which really would have gone a long way for this figure because as it is now, you just really can't do a whole lot with it. So let's get in for a closer look and look at the details, which are great, but man, she just can't do anything. So let's go. Okay, this is seriously about all that I think I'm able to do with this figure, is to get it into a pose like this where she's like sitting on the lamppost, because you just can't do a whole lot with this figure. And I wish there was a way. Can I do this with the thumbnail? If I did something where it shows her face. No, I don't think I can. But, you know, that was just a little fun thing to kind of show you guys what she could do. But now let's get in for the real close look. Okay, so for the close look, I think it looks really good. Looking at the face sculpt, I think that really looks like the actress. Imani... oh, I forgot her name. Something Vellani? Ooh, I can't remember her name. I think that looks pretty good. It does have a pretty good likeness to her. I like it there. I got a little paint smidge right there. Looks like a little bit of blue paint got there somehow. There's nice sculpted texture detail in her suit, like looking at her arm and stuff. There's some nice things done in there. And then like the body, her suit, as you can see along the side, there's a couple different colors. We get dark blue, light blue, purple, gold. There's a red streak in that lightning bolt. But yeah, that all looks really good. Even on the back of the figure, some nice sculpted details there, as you could see. And that all looks pretty good. This scarf piece wraps around her neck. So if we pop the head off, you could see it is on a dumbbell joint in that scarf. You could remove it if you wanted to. And that actually works. Looks weird. Now the body looks weird. Now it looks like the head's just too big for the body, right? I think the scarf somehow hides that because the figure is quite small. Let's see. No, not really, I guess. It's not. It doesn't make too big of a difference. But the scarf is cool. It's a nice touch. I like it. It just kind of has this wavy look to it. She's got the bangle on her left arm. As you can see, it's done with just some gold and some green paint. There's some sculpted detail in there, but it's pretty small to really make out anything in particular. But that looks good. The hands, the C-grip hands, they have a vertical hinge to them, but she doesn't have anything to go with them, so it's kind of weird that, you know, we get those particular hands for that. But yeah, I think this looks really good. The metallic blue for her mask looks great, and everything. Red pants, as you can see, the detail looks good. And then she's got the low-rise Chucks, the red ones, and that looks pretty good. No complaints there. But let's zoom out for her articulation, which is super limited, like super duper. It's bad. It's real bad. Okay, so for articulation, you saw her head was on a dumbbell joint, so she can look down that much. It's not very much. She can't really look up because the hair is really going to get in the way. You can twist the head, of course, any kind of pivot. The hair kind of gets in the way, but you can do some. Now that I'm looking at her head seems super high up, and that's because of probably a longer neck because they wanted to do the skirt, the scarf thing. So from like looking straight on, definitely looks like her head is way too high up on her neck, and I can't unsee it now. From the side, really doesn't look like a problem, but man, from the front, it just, I'm never going to unsee that. Man, do I? Yeah, that looks kind of bad. Anyway, shoulder can go straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. This is old school articulation, so you actually get a swivel at the elbow and only a single jointed bend, which gives you a little bit more than 90 degrees, so it's not terrible. But you know, you wish it could be better. The forearm, interestingly enough, at the bangle actually has a swivel there, so it's interesting that they made, well, I guess the reason they would do that is so they can mold that in gold plastic as opposed to having to paint it or paint the red. I think that was definitely the wiser choice because the paint probably would have looked like shit if they would have tried it another way. She has a diaphragm cut, but this thing sucks. Pivot to her left, that much, extremely little. Pivot to her right, that much, extremely little. Going back, a little bit, not terrible. The sculpt of it looks weird when you do that. Coming forward is like nothing, like none, non-existent, so terrible. We have the swivel at the diaphragm cut, because no waist swivel on her, unfortunately. Legs go out that far apart. We got a little bit of cut on the left side, so you can get her leg out, but on the right side, there is nothing to stop that. Okay, so the leg movement there. She does have upper thigh cut in there for the leg. We get pinless knees, so those are new, and they bend like so. Nice bend there at the knee. No calf swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges all the way down. Little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But as you can see, she hardly moves, man. She's not going to be able to get into very dynamic poses at all. And then because no effect pieces, what can you really do for her other than just kind of stand there? I don't think there's anything you can really do, and that kind of sucks. Like, I think the figure looks fantastic. The suit looks incredible. I love the pattern that they actually put on into it and everything over the metallic blue. It just looks so good, but then she moves so poorly, so it's a little frustrating in that aspect. Okay, she is next to her comic figure, and of course this one being an Inhuman, having the embiggen powers, you can actually see that this one came with alternate arms, so you can have her arms enlarged. In the MCU, they went with a different route, and instead of her being an Inhuman, they made her a mutant. I really don't give a shit either way, which I know people are going to be all crazy about, but they didn't care about Ms. Marvel anyway, so why care if they make her a mutant? It's kind of a weird argument, right? But I don't give a shit. The creator of Ms. Marvel originally wanted her to be a mutant, but Marvel made her make her as an Inhuman because of the time during the comics. There was nothing really going on with mutants, so that's why she was an Inhuman. So here now in the MCU, they made her a mutant. I don't care. We'll see where it goes with it, but it doesn't bother me any. And I know for some folks it truly does bother them, but for me, it's really not a big deal. But as you can see, her MCU costume was very comic accurate, other than like blue boots or anything like that, but very comic accurate to the comic. So there's that. Okay, and her hero, her idol, Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel. Here we have two of the Ms. Marvel, or Carol Danvers Captain Marvel figures. We have the one from her solo movie, and then here we have the Avengers Endgame one, which we like, oh, it's a new suit and everything, but they tricked us and just painted this one into the other colors, and the line work doesn't match up, and it looks kind of funky. Version of Carol Danvers. It still looks pretty good, and the head sculpt's really nice, but, they dropped the ball in this figure for sure. But yeah, here we go. And can't wait to see the Marvels, to see kind of how that comes along. Bringing Monica Rambeau into it is going to be a nice touch, and we'll see, you know, how everything's going to play out and what larger role Kamala Khan will play or Captain Marvel will play going forward in the MCU. But I'm excited for it. You know, we got the tease at the end with Carol Danvers showing up in Ms. Marvel. So it's all going to be interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. And of course, Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, will these characters actually ever come together and share the screen at any moment? Who knows? Maybe, you know, in Avengers King Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars, all of the characters will interact and we could see all of them in some gigantic battle. Time will tell, we shall see, but the wave is coming along. I know I gave this figure a lot of shit and I've given this figure a lot of shit, but they do look really good, and I am happy to have a figure representation of them from the MCU, and that's what I care most about when it comes to the MCU figures. It would be nice if they could move around and have great articulation and have effect pieces and all that. I may not display them with those, but for those that do photography, those that have certain kinds of displays, it would be great for them, and it's always nice when we get additional things that come with our figures. But, you know, kind of sucks we didn't get everything. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan figure. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested in joining the MCU Collective and becoming a channel member, hit the join button. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.